Why am I afraid to be abundant? Why am I afraid to ask for abundance? Why am I afraid to be seen as a wealthy woman? Why am I afraid to tell people I'm a wealthy woman? I got rich girl energy. Don't doubt it. Be about it. Greetings, beautiful ones. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Fran. I am the owner of Angels with Fran and the Intentional Living Academy. This is a space where faith meets flow and we get intentional about living richly in every area of our lives. All right, and before I jump into it, let me remind you that you can join the channel now and get exclusive content, everything spiritual and rich, manifestation, creating spiritual downloads, anything that you can imagine to enhance your life. You can just click the subscribe button and join us. I would love to have you. All right, let's jump into it. And most of it was and is abundance. And or how to attract abundance or how to manifest abundance, etc. And I want to tell you that I was a little thrown back. Was I thrown back? Yeah, I was thrown back. And I'm going to tell you why I was thrown back. Because I feel like in every video, I give you guys the points and the tips to attract and manifest abundance. But you know, as I went into meditation about this topic, because before I teach, I always just get silent and I ask, what is it I need to know before I even start teaching? The thing that kept coming up for me was wealth mindset. Let's talk about the wealth mindset. Now, first of all, in order to attract any type of abundance in your life, you have to be comfortable with being abundant. If you are not comfortable with being abundant, you're not going to attract abundance. It's really that simple. If you are not comfortable with having money, having lots of money, attracting, earning, creating lots of money, money is not going to show up for you. It's not. Money comes where it's welcome. Money comes where it is accepted. You have to remember that there is an energy of money. And I learned about this in the book of The Psychology of Money. I'm going to link it below. It's a very, very good book. It's not a really easy read. So if you have Audible, you can listen to it on there. But it is a book that talks to you about how to get your mind to accept the fact that you are already abundant. And if you are manifesting, creating, affirming, doing all these things, assuming, and you still are not seeing the flow of money come into your life, it's because your mindset is rebuking it. And yes, I said rebuking it. If you're in a place where you have been trying, desiring, wanting to attract more, and it's not showing up, there is a block there. And what I've learned is that usually that block is the mindset. Once you can get connected to the wealth mindset, wealth and money not only flows to you, but it becomes sustainable for you. So you can't just say a bunch of affirmations and a bunch of words and think that things are going to change for you. It has to be something that you feel not only within your mindset, but in the cellular panels of your body. Do you understand what I'm saying? So how you feel about money, the amount of money that you will accept, the amount of money that you expect, being a prosperous being is going to play into all of that. So the first thing that you have to do is get yourself in position where you feel like you know that you are. There is no other option but for you to be a woman of wealth. How do you do that? By changing your focus from the lack of wealth to the abundance of wealth. And I know that sometimes that can be challenging if that is not what you're seeing in your physical reality. And that is where the work comes in. That is where you saturating the mind with images, words, prayers, thoughts about you as a wealthy woman. Let me give you an example. For me, I gaslighted myself constantly about the amount of money I wanted to make every day. So I would say this: I am a rich entrepreneur. I make $5,000 a day. I am a rich entrepreneur. I make $5,000 a day. Every time I thought about it, I would say it. Not so much as saying it even out loud, because you don't know who's listening, but I would say it constantly. I would walk through my house. I am a rich entrepreneur. And what happened was the energy and the vibration of me being a rich entrepreneur who made $5,000 a day started to lock and load in my mindset. So I began to take actions, inspired actions. I began to be open for clarity that my higher power, my heavenly staff, was sending me about things to do to attract that abundance. Since I was saying this repeatedly about myself, the universe was aligning to bring opportunities to make that happen. It's the same thing as when you say negative things about yourself. No matter what you say about yourself, true or not true, it's going to show up in your reality. That is why you have to be diligent about what you're focusing on, because thoughts are things and words have power. So if you are desiring to attract $5,000 a day, but you look at your bank account and you say to yourself, well, I don't know how I'm going to attract half $5,000. There's only $5 in here. Or as a matter of fact, I'm negative $5. So why am I even saying that? All the work that you've done to elevate your mindset has just fizzled out. So even if you have a negative $5 in your bank account, you still need to be telling yourself, I earn $5,000 a day, or whatever it is that you desire to earn. You have to get your mind trained to receive the things that you desire. And you have to make yourself available for those things. So if you work a business, or you own a business, not work a business. If you own a business, or if you work for someone else, it's not about what ways can I make $5,000 a day. Because once you begin to repeatedly saturate your mind with, I make $5,000 a day, the universe is going to direct people, places, and things to line up so that happens for you. What happens with most of us is that we get extremely frustrated and we just stop. You can be doing something so good, so well, so consistently, and then the minute a bump happens, you stop. And you can be doing things consistently. Let's keep it real now, 'cause I'm gonna keep it real with you. You can be doing things consistently and having great things show up in your life, but the minute one thing goes wrong, you stop. Because you're so focused on that one thing that has gone wrong, you have forgot about the 20 things that have gone right because you've been consistent. Anybody can tell you how to do it. Anybody can give you the steps to do it. But you have to do it. You have to maintain consistency toward anything that you desire. And here's another thing that I truly don't understand. We can be so consistent about things that are no good for us, things that are negative, things that are causing us challenges and problems, but we cannot stay consistent in elevating our lives and our mindset. If you desire to be wealthy and to attract abundance, you have to focus on that abundance, no matter what it looks like. I'm going to tell you a story. I have a client who has been trying to manifest this one thing for a very long time. She can manifest other things easy, like with a snap of the finger. They just happen for her. But this thing has been just kind of dangling out there. So I said to her, let's go through your mindset. Let's talk about what you think about during the day. You know what she said to me? The very first thing she said to me is, well, I think about what hasn't come. I think about what I've been asking for that hasn't shown up. And I asked her, I said, so tell me why. Why do you think about the thing that has not shown up instead of the things that have? Being repeatedly focused on your good and thankful for that good is going to bring you more things to be thankful for. There is no other way around it. There is no other option. The universe, God, is always the same. It does not change. The only thing that changes is us and how we relate to the energy of money and things that we desire. It's no different than manifesting $5 to manifest $5 million. It's no different. The work is the same. There is no difference. It's not harder to manifest $5 million, but what we do is we trick ourselves into believing that it's harder to get this $5 million. And it's easier for me to just get this $5. So I'm going to stay down here and I'm going to play down here. And I'm going to take this $5 and go about my business. The universe gets comfortable with you asking for $5. So it's like there's no extra work to do here for Fran. Because Fran is always going to fall back to her default settings when it gets too hard, which is $5. So we'll just wait on her to do the $5. When you are persistent, whatever you are persistent in a good way, it's going to show up. Where your focus goes is what will grow in your life. Get comfortable with being abundant. Say to yourself constantly, I deserve nothing less than the best. So it will be this or something better. There are no other options. There's no plan B to this because my plan A is my A through Z, and this is what I desire and this is what I will accept. This or something better. And I guarantee you that when you consistently confront the universe with this or something better, you will find yourself receiving something better. The universe is never going to bring you something less than you asked for unless you believe that you're going to get less than you asked for. In any spiritual teaching, right, you learn this. I remember when I studied under Bob Proctor. I don't know if any of you guys know Bob Proctor. If you don't know Bob Proctor, you should know Bob Proctor. One of the greatest New Thought teachers ever. And I got a chance to take his course and be in the room with him talked to him, I still have my winner circle material today. And the biggest thing that he taught was, you cannot be scared to ask. Because if you're scared to ask, then you're scared to receive. A lot of us feel like we should not put God and money together. If God is the source, why would you not put God in control of your money? I put God in control of my money all the time. Every day. When I tithe, when I write that tithe check, when I sow my seed, I say, God, I'm sowing the seed, and I know that 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 I know it is going to be multiplied and returned to me. There's no other way. So I thank you in advance. And I'm so excited to see what you're going to do for me. When you are afraid to ask, you are afraid to receive. And then when you get into that space, you have to begin to ask yourself, why am I afraid? Why am I afraid to be successful? Why am I afraid to be abundant? Why am I afraid to ask for abundance? Why am I afraid to be seen as a wealthy woman? Why am I afraid to tell people I'm a wealthy woman? I got rich girl energy. Don't doubt it. Be about it. You cannot be afraid to show up as your most powerful self, because you are God in action. He is flowing through you. And what flows goes and returns, right? So if you are putting out good things into the universe, good things are going to return to you. I promise you that. So try those things. Get active in the comments and let me know what happens. All right, y'all. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now.